Welcome to my channel. Here is another video. I hope you'll enjoy this one. This, right now for this video, I'm talking about a physical woman who is in a King of Pentacles energy. That's what I channeled here. What I was able to channel, sorry, I wrote this down on a piece of paper because that's how I do this. So what I was able to channel here was a woman who is in this very masculine energy. Now they say there's no gender in tarot, and I agree. I think that is right. But what I'm getting here is that this person in the 3D, right, if you want to put it that way, on our earthly plane, this is someone who is a woman or represents, or this is someone who presents themselves as a woman, as a female. Of course, take this as it resonates, put it where it fits. Leave the rest behind if it doesn't fit, right? So anyway. So what I'm channeling here is somebody that presents themselves as female, but they are honestly, spiritually like male. They are in this King of Pentacles energy, but not in a good way. This is somebody who is greedy, money obsessed. This is a woman who doesn't care that they do things right. If they don't care about doing anything right. This person, it's funny because when I wrote this down, I meant to write she just wants to make money, but I accidentally wrote down he. So that's once again, to me a confirmation of this very masculine part of them, of their energy. So this woman who is very greedy, just wants to make money, and it doesn't matter who they hurt in the process, just, trying to get, a quick buck. This is a woman who, if she's like an actual business owner, like she has a brick and mortar store, this is a woman who doesn't always pay her employees, and if she does pay them, she likely pays them late, or she commits wage theft, if not both. So I'm not exactly sure how I was able to channel this, but this is where we are, right? Actually, I didn't channel too many songs for this, so the intro, if you want to call it that, isn't going to be that long. But a song I just kept hearing in my head was Robbery by Tina Marie. And I mean, just literally the lyric in the song, there's been a robbery. Now, the song is more about love, like, oh, someone stole her heart. But what I'm literally seeing here is this person's energy I'm channeling is like they're committing robbery, like highway robbery. If they have an actual store, they probably charge too much for products that aren't very good. This is somebody, this won't be relevant for everyone, but what I'm channeling here is that if this person has like an actual physical store, they probably rely on, of course, shady business practices. Like I said, they're committing highway robbery to their customers. They might even use AI, generative AI, to advertise for themselves. Nothing is original here. They're robbing people. You're robbing people. You're just trying to make money, and none of it is honest. So what I, of course, wrote down was that somebody is stealing money, and they're manipulating their employees and also their customers. This isn't for everyone, but I channeled there might even be potential money laundering to this business. It's like the business itself, the physical store, isn't doing very good, and so they're doing like illegal things and then cooking the books. It's kind of crazy I got this, but hey, this is what it is. Now, this won't be for everyone, obviously, and this isn't, every single person it might be relevant to, right? Not every single thing in this video is going to be true for everyone who watches it. But what I got here is that this energy I got, if this physical business owner, this person who owns a store, if it is like specifically a spiritual store, I got that they are using like magic and like voodoo dolls to gain business and attract money. And I do want to preface, obviously, when used correctly, magic or spells, it's not always a bad thing, But what I'm getting here is that because this person is so dishonest, they don't even bother trying to do things in a mundane way. Their first what I'm basically the point here is that this person, their first idea is to just go straight to magic, straight to using spells, and straight to like voodoo dolls just to bring customers into the store, which is crazy, ridiculous. But they're also doing this because their business is failing. For some reason, it's like this person thinks that if, I keep, doing this money spell over and over, or, they buy like a random, attract customer candle, that their business will stay afloat, and it's not working for them. And I'm getting that this person is getting angry because it's like they're getting with the spells might, or the candles, spells or candles might work like for a day or a week or two, but then business is dead again. And it's like they get greedier and greedier every time they do this because it doesn't work. It works less and less. That's it. This person keeps doing these things and it works less and less. Pretty much to sum it up, this person has lost the plot. Basically, they didn't initially start out being, corrupt, but as, what I got here is this person has been tested by the divine multiple times and they have failed the test. They have failed the tests multiple times and they have lost the plot because are just doing nefarious things to get a quick buck, to get money. And this is, a person who is empty inside. They have ignored what was initially their spiritual mission in life, actually for decades. What I got is that this is somebody that is either like 64 years old, or they might have been born in 1964. And so I don't know what their spiritual mission in life was supposed to be. I didn't want to tap into that, but the divine has had enough of this person ignoring it. Basically, the divine has said, you keep doing all these things and I'm done. You need to quit it. So what I'm getting here is that if you're watching this video, you might have shopped at this person's store, if it's, of course, a physical store. If this is somebody who sells, even like metaphysical products or spiritual things like candles and stuff like that. Also, I see like online stores being relevant too, like maybe if it's like an Etsy, things like that. But one way or another, if this is... One way or another, I'm seeing that this business owner might be like what you might call a Wiccan or something along the lines of that. Whatever it is, they have some sort of, spirituality to them. The divine gave them spiritual gifts, but they might not be completely honest about it. They might not. I just saw a bug, so I think that's relevant to this. A bug just flew in my room because I had the window open. So this person might be a bug. This person, I don't want to say that because that might sound really, really rude. But I'll put it this way. This person's plans and ideas are about to be crushed. They're going to be squashed like a bug. That's what I'm getting here. But what I wrote down just to finish this, we're almost at the end of the page, is that this person might be, what you might call like a Wiccan, that kind of type of spirituality, but they might not be open about it. For personal reasons, they're probably, understandably, quiet about it. But they're spiritual, though it's like despite being spiritual, despite believing and knowing that magic works in some capacity, they also seem to ignore some of the most basic signs that the divine will send them. The divine sends them signs constantly, basically at this point, to stop doing this. Stop doing these corrupt things. But they won't listen. So what I'm getting here is that this business owner, whether it's a physical store or an online store, whoever it is, one way or another, they are very likely an earth sign because, like I said, at the beginning, I channeled like, King of Pentacles. To me, if this person is not a Capricorn, they are in that Capricorn devil energy because they are just very, very stubborn. and so hard-headed. And I just kept seeing the color black, not in like a scary way, but just kind of like the traditional Rider-Waite tarot. The devil card is mainly, honestly, colored black. The background to that card is black. So, this person, if they have a physical store, it might be very dark in there. There might be very little lighting. But this person, like I said, I channeled it being a woman. So, of course, take it where it fits. But this is someone who at least physically appears as a woman, but spiritually, they are a man. Like I said, there's no gender in tarot. So, let it resonate where it does and leave the rest. This person spiritually has a masculine energy who chose in this life to be a female, right? But in their previous lives before this, they have been male time after time. This is someone who spiritually has been a masculine, a physical male in majority of their previous lives. In this current life, their mission, or at least part of it, was to understand life as a woman. Now, in some ways, they have failed that part of their mission, but this is someone, it was funny, as I was actually writing this down, this person's energy made my hands feel dirty, like dusty, and I literally had to wash my hands multiple times because that's just how their energy is. So once again, this person has very stubborn, dark energy. It's like they pretend to abhor, black magic, voodoo, and hoodoo, yet they secretly do these things when no one is looking. Of course. They'll be up late at night doing rituals, acting like they're going to turn people into toads. This is somebody who might even actually call themselves a white witch, despite the fact that they participate in the magic or spells or rituals that they also scoff about. The divine has said that this person's intuition is closed, or this person's intuition is about to be completely closed. So if they even do tarot readings, they cannot do them anymore. This person is now going to be stuck with the petty magic and things like that they do, because they're not doing it, to help out the world. They're just doing things to benefit themselves, or alternatively to hurt other people. So the divine is going to be closing this person's third eye. This person's intuition is going to be closed because they lost that privilege. I found that the number 1122 is significant to this. So put it where it fits. This is somebody who really loves to use AI to advertise. They use AI for their products, and that might be also how they are lying to people, because they are using like generated AI pictures to advertise products that aren't even real, that don't even exist. So in some ways, I know this sounds kind of crazy. Oh, AI is black magic. But in some ways, you kind of think of it like that. If you're going to consider, dark magic, things like that, I mean, isn't it fake, to just generate an AI image and say that's what you're selling to people? That's relevant to somebody too, I'm sure. So I have this new tarot deck. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it, but I did try to shuffle it a little bit. At the bottom is the Wheel of Fortune. So, that is so relevant. Wheel of Fortune and Justice. So, as I said before, the divine said enough is enough. It is time for this person's eye to be closed. Their third eye is going to be closed. So, first of all, that's the Wheel of Fortune, and it's like time is up for this person. Time is up. Their third eye is closed, and that's their karma. I mean, and really the Wheel of Fortune is kind of about karma too. That is divine karma for this person coming in. Their third eye is closed. Their intuition is closed. They're not going to be doing this anymore to steal, rip off people's money anymore. That's what they get. Literally in the King of Pentacles. This person is very greedy, and the divine has had enough of it. And this person is going to be heartbroken, but you know what? That's what they have to go through. The Three of Swords. They have to go through that. The Six of Pentacles. So I'm seeing this multiple ways. First of all, this person's karma is basically they're going to have to struggle financially afterwards because they were abusing magic to make, not even make money, because it's okay. I want to just say this. It is okay to ask the divine, can you please help me out? You know, maybe put me in a situation where I can make money. That's okay. But to misuse energy manipulation, magic, candles, you know, to even misuse like the idea of prayer, you know, to do that, to take money from people. This is what this person was originally doing. They were acting like, oh yeah, I'm helping out, you know, the people, the small people, you know. They, first of all, they saw everyone as beneath them. Second of all, they were taking money from people. You know, there might have even been like up to 6 times they did this. I feel like it was more. But they might have done voodoo dolls, or I'm going to say voodoo dolls because there's a difference between voodoo dolls and puppets. I know that much. But let me just say this person has definitely misused this on at least 6 people, 6 different times. So there's multiple times, you know, and this person is going to be in regret for it. They're going to be struggling. They are the ones that are going to be on their knees begging for money because that's their karma. The divine said, you're going to have to struggle now because I gave you the signs to stop doing this and you didn't listen. Last couple of cards from at least this deck. I might pull from Rider Waite. If nothing comes out, then I'll just end the video. But last couple of cards I got from this current deck was the Four of Pentacles here and actually Judgment. So once again, I do want to say, I think it's relevant that whoever this business owner is like using AI to falsely advertise, because this is the reason why I don't really care for this deck. If I can, I'll try to sell it because I don't really connect with the art for this deck because to me it looks I'm pretty sure it's AI generated. So I do think that this business owner, no matter if it's a physical store or even just online, they are about to be literally judged for using AI. They're about to be judged. You know, they're going to lose. That's also part of their karma. They are going to lose a lot of whatever customer base they even have left because they are just using AI, you know, to generate their advertisements and product labels and things like that. And so part of their karma, their judgment, is that they're going to be struggling. They're going to hold on to every single pentacle, coin, piece of change that they have because of this. You know, they refuse to listen, and now they're going to be struggling for, I don't know how long, but, you know, I don't want to tap into that, but they're going to have to hold on to whatever money they have left after this. That's part of their divine karma, too. So, I'm going to put this deck up. Like I said, it's not a horrible deck, but I'm just not into, you know, even myself, obviously. I don't approve of AI. I don't approve of the generated AI art because it's not art. You know, a lot of it is stolen. And it's generic, and it's ugly. So, let me shuffle this deck here. My traditional Rider Waite. Is there anything else you could tell me about this situation, this person, this business owner? Maybe what's going to happen with their divine karma? What about the wage theft or not paying their employees, if that's also relevant too? You know, if you tell me what's up with that. Ooh, jeez. Okay. Oh my God. Ooh. So the magician fell out, and then what was this? The star. And so did the star too. Now the star fell out and it kind of got crinkled as it like fell out of my deck. That's actually kind of nuts. So to me, that just proves this person has, I don't know how to explain that, but that is so weird. How do I even explain that? So the star card here, I'm seeing this as like confirmation this person is using AI to generate stuff. I don't, maybe there's like a program that is relevant to that, or that has the star name. I don't know. But somehow Or you might literally see, something that looks similar to the star card as confirmation that this person's stuff, their material, is generated by AI. But also, the magician card also confirms here what I was saying earlier, that they're using magic, they're misusing it. I'll put it that way. They are misusing spell work and things like that just to get business. And they're going to pay for it. They're about to pay for it with the Nine of Swords. They are not only going to be up at night crying, in their head, but they're going to lose business. Oh, and like I said, this is a woman, someone who physically appears as a woman, but when they're going to be called out, they're going to deny it. They will deny any of it, all of it. But, when they're alone, they're like, how did I get caught? How did they know? It's like, we always knew. We always knew you were lying to us, but now it's obvious. Now we have the proof. That's what I'm seeing here. So, and the Queen of Cups. Oh, yeah, this person might have tried to act like they're nice and innocent and sweet, right? But in reality, they were a bitch. They were lying to people. They were lying about it too. They were lying about everything. This is a very manipulative person. So before I switch decks again, I do want to just point out the Eight of Cups here. I was just shuffling around. I was like, okay, I'm going to use a different one but right before I use this next deck real quick, the Eight of Cups came out, and I thought, if you went to this person's business recently, whether physical or you shopped online from them, you leaving their store is what started their karma. Whether it is a physical store or not, you obviously had some sort of bad experience with them, and you were like, I'm not coming here ever again. And that's when the karmic cycle in a sense between you and this business owner ended, but that's when their karmic justice, their karma came through. Sorry, I finally got it out here. Yes. You deciding not to patronize, buy products from this store owner anymore was enough. That was enough for the divine to say, yep, you're right. This person is through. Because somewhere, this store owner, was lying to you too. They sold you faulty or fake products. And what you saying, I'm done, I've had enough, the divine was watching out for you too. The divine loves you. And they're like, you're right. If you're done, then we're done. This person is done too. No more chances. If you are highly favored by the divine. And the divine said, if you're done, then that store owner is done. We're done with this person too. All right, so, Ace of Pentacles. That's the truth. And I know, there's Ace of Swords. I'm here. We're talking about money here. So the Ace of Pentacles here, I'm saying that's the truth. That's right. You said, I'm not spending money here anymore. I'm holding on to my money. I know where I'm going to spend my money, and it's not with this store owner anymore. So now their karma is coming through. Anything else, Spirit? The world here. So once again, I did mention Capricorn. Now, typically, Capricorn is represented by the devil, but the world can also represent a Capricorn. So this person might be literally a Capricorn. January, December. And that could also be the time period this person's karma really comes through too. Potentially the January, December Capricorn season. But okay, fine. I wasn't trying to pick up this card. I was about to shuffle the deck. But here we have the Six of Swords in reverse. So I'm seeing that you might not directly see this person's karma. I mean, typically, considering what's going to happen, this person is very likely going to close their shop. This person is going to close their store. So you're not technically going to see that happening, right? You're not going to, of course, be there to see the store have its last day. All right, anything else, Divine, about this corrupt store owner? What can you tell me? What can you tell us? What is the message, right? What I'm getting here is that this person knew they should have stopped sooner. They should have stopped doing what they did, but they didn't. And they knew it. That's how it's going to be. This person knew they should stop doing what they were doing. That they should stop lying to people. All right. Just one more shuffle. If nothing comes out, then, then that'll be it. How many times I keep saying that? So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the message. Here I have the Ace of Wands next to the Page of Cups and the Magician. So I'm feeling like that, to me, that's just the message of, that's the word. That's the message here. If you look really closely, hopefully it'll show up. You could kind of see like books and scrolls on this card. So I feel like that's the word. That's the message. This person that, hopefully this video helped paint the picture. I hope this, helps someone. This is the picture. This is the message. This is the picture that needed to be painted. Because this person was definitely using magic to, I just heard like hurt someone. But, here, what is this? Six of Wands. This person was using magic to make themselves look good, in a good light. Oh, I'm so good. I'm such a nice person. I'm spiritually helping people, right? That type of thing. This is a person who had, in a book I've read before, it is just described as a good guy badge. And that's literally. So here, the Page of Swords here, kind of similar to the Ace of Swords in this deck, where I'm seeing that's the truth. This is someone who had an ego. That's what it is. A big ego complex. And they're, I don't know, it's just weird. It's just weird. They wanted to act like they were a good guy. They were a good person. They wanted the good guy badge. But, that's part of their karma. That Nine of Swords energy. They're going to be regretting it. But I feel like this person's never going to admit that they were wrong. Seven of Swords here in this deck. Yeah, 7 here. This person will be in regret for what they did, but they won't ever admit to their actions, right? They'll never admit they were wrong for what they were doing. They'll just say, oh, the store had to close. They'll say, oh my God, I had to close up my shop. It really sucks, but that's just how it is. Oh, this person, don't be surprised if this person closes their store and they blame it on the economy, not their actions. So here in this deck, it is the 3 of Swords. So that's it. That's it for them. That's the energy they're going to be in. They're going to be in a lot of regret, a lot of sorrow. But, to me, I feel like, what I'm seeing here is, don't feel bad for this person. Don't feel bad for this person because they were lying to you too. So yeah, that's it. I don't think there's really much else to say. If I shuffle the cards, it'll probably just be the same message again. So once again, thank you for watching. I hope that you like this video and enjoy it. See you in the next one. I really enjoy doing this.